Hello friend, welcome back. In our previous video here we successfully complete our edit portions, right? So now we can able to access our name, father name, mother name, mobile number, address, gender, religion, date of birth, designation, and also the profile image. So now if you want to edit it, and also here I hide two of this field because as I told you, joining date is interconnected with our another ID. That means if you when we created one of the specific unique ID for this employee, we have created this unique ID with this joining date, right? So for the reasons here for the edit portion I make it as a hide, and also there is a salary is also connected with our another database table. So for the reasons here I make two of this as a hide. Okay, so I will do some of the action for the salary later. Okay, so for the reasons here you can see there is also another table as a employee salary log. So right now I want to update it rest of this field. So if you want to update it, there is our update button, and also there have one of the form. You can see there is our update button, and there is also one of the form. So now into the form area, we have to update it with a specific one of the ID. I name it one of the route that will be as update. Sorry, I want to make it as a update, and update with a specific ID, right? So after that, with this edit data, I pass that as edit data. So with this edit data, I want to access our ID, right? That means our user table ID. So that will be our ID. Perfect. So the procedure will be just like that same. Now go to our web route, and obviously that will be from here I want to upload some of the images. So our NC type will be needed, and also method will be as a post method. Now go to our web route, then I copy this one. Okay, copy this one. That have also one of the ID, and that will be one of the post method. I make it as a post method. So now our URL, first of all, our URL will be as a update employee registration with one of the ID. So that will be as a update employee registration, and I name it as a update. Okay, that means our URL will be as a registration employee update with the ID. And now in our employee registration controller, I want to create one of the method. I want to create one of the method that will be as a employee update. Okay, I name it as a employee update. Perfect. So this type of one of the method I have to create, and they have also one of the ID. Now go to our employee registration controller, and after that I name it as a public, and then function, and then our method. So that is our method. So into the method area, first of all, that will be obviously as a request, and then the $request, and then that will be one of the ID. Okay, so that is our requested ID, because here I have to update it with a specific one of the ID, right? So for the reasons here I make it as a ID, and then rest of this will be just like our store. Better I want to copy everything from our store. Okay, so that is our employee store. Better I copy everything. I copy total things from here. Okay, I copy it. So I copy everything from to this position, and now go to our employee update, and here I paste it. Okay friend, so that is our and method. So that will be our and method, and then here we don't need to actually use that transactions DB transaction. That will be very simple. And also here we don't need to update it, that means generated another ID, because I have already created one of the specific ID for this employee, right? So that is actually our total things. So right now I have to select everything. Okay, I select everything. There is a DB transaction, I remove everything. I simply remove it. And then that is also here we don't need this. I close it. So that is our if condition here. That is our perfect. And also there is a code generate, because here we don't need to generate any code. So that will be also don't need it. So I simply remove it. So for the update, as I told you, here we don't need to create new user. Here only we have to find out this specific ID, that means the requested ID. So with this user model, I want to find I want to find our this ID, that means the requested ID. So here we simply updated that part, and then name will be the same, and then our father name, the mother name, mobile number, address, gender, religion, the salary. So I have also removed that salary, right? So here we don't need to use that salary. I remove this salary, and the designation will be needed. So from here I want to update the designation, the date of birth, and the joining date. Also here I remove it from our edit page, right? Remember here I have also put some of the condition. That means that not should be display our salary field, it's not should be display our joining date field. So here I don't want to update it both of this. I also want to remove that joining date, and the images will be just like that same. Only we have to unlink this image. So here we did this work a lot of the time. If you go to another controller, maybe in our student controller I did that work. If you go to the student registration controller, here we have to only unlink it, right? You can see that is actually our unlink function. So now I copy this unlink, the unlink function I copied, and now in our employee edit, so into the employee, right now they have so many file, the student registration. So from here I copy it, so right now we don't need this. That is our employee registration. Okay, after this I simply paste it. So we have to unlink our existing image, because in our database that in the project, in the employee folder, you can see they have the two employees also inserted, right? The image is inserted. So that will be also unlinked. So unlink from our employee image. So in our upload folder, I have created one of the folder as employee image. So from here it will be removed, right? That means it will be unlink our previous existing image, and it will be added that new one. Perfect. Only that's the things we have to do. I hope everything is very much clear to you, friend. And then that will be our user save this data, right? Perfect. And then there is employee, because I have also removed that employee. I have also removed that as a joining date, right? So right now we don't need to save any data for in our this employee salary logging page, because as I told you, salary and then our joining date is interconnected with our employee salary logged, that is table. Into this table I don't want to update any data, right? So for the reasons here I remove both of this. So right now we don't need this any data to update in our particular this table. Perfect. So friend, that's all you have to do. Okay, so for the employee update I only updated this all that field, and then that will be as a user save this data, and the notification will be employee registration updated successful. This type of one of the notification it will be display. Our type will be as a success type, and then redirect to our employee registration view page. That means everything is great. So here we don't need to do anything. Okay, perfect. Now let's check this out. If you now click as a save all, now go there, click as a refresh. Now I want to update the Hassan father name, mother name. I want to make it as a Hindu, I want to make it as a female, and here I want to change that image. Right now there is a female, so I use this image. Okay, now click as a update. Yeah, you can see it's perfect. There is employee registration updated successful. You can see name is updated, but our ID, that means our this employee registration ID is the same, right? So that is the same. Also our gender is updated. If you click as edit it again, yeah, our image is also unlinked. If you go over here, you can see it's now replaced with our new image. It's selected our old image and replace it with the new image. For the reasons here I have used that unlink function. So with this unlink function you can actually do that work, right? So here we successfully did that work. So right now our religion is updated, gender is updated. So friend, we successfully complete our insert portion, we successfully complete that edit portion and the update portion, right? So now in our next video I want to display this employee details view into the details page, and also I want to load it with one of the PDF. So how I can do that work in our next video, I will show you that things with a live example. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.